On Wednesday, August 6, 2025, 8 Ghanaians perished in a helicopter crash. Masara Hussein will see and Kofubi and the Omajun Chamber found the entire Omajun helicopter and crash. And Kofubima, a kind of cassette, and Kofubin a tire tree, and Masara Hussein will is here. Now, if a bakwa or boarding, the cassette will be too young or chase here, a chimpana, ya or no, or walk Wontumi radio and Omas, and Takwa and crime. Achimpanana Kase, President John Dramani Mahama, any movie in Sunday womb, a meeting and a Sarah who see me as the Amani Pamwachi, or no film Dayaya. Now, Okasa and same way, if you a cassette, now Unsuru and answer as my can or evidence. I now completely piece of evidence in Tinkofu with the cassette with the Munjan, no Kadioka, Ibia, nor the evidence in the back.
Yeah, you should let Yama and Missy Party say, Party no. So what this year come win one. More penny Mahama responsible. So this year I can't depend on one. More Mahama responsible because he's aware of everything. Now we say we can say a ban is also won't call Nasamasa Ponko. In the first place, yes, I feel here. You the captain my 50 quid. 7 quid 10 quid. And also one your home. It is idea first vice a friend is saying, Doctor Samasapo, Catanimo no unco. At the set, Anna Yadia, Adina, I said, yes, any money will play the best war. Delegation protocols near first year, Muntaka for Pena, yes, will be a trinity sign. Nedam, Casa catch any pa, say, yes, Muntaka for Pleno, Anna, at the force in son, she said, a pudding is a sifum. You pound or check. A mouth for Papanum, a mouth for Crunum, a mouth for Fanum. Kase kwasa semwe kire se yanyi ni na ma wiara ka kire se ye be hwehwemu afa ho ye beti committee boy bi wo onua tv am se friend JB so abodam a o so nyansa me be kire ni tell me se JB na bodam no ma kire mo ni tell me se JB no abodam odidi kofi akwalu atam am se dey na asem si ye na nwumre no na kofi akwalu ti akonya na wote so no pasco te so no so o make comment me tie kofi akwalu dey o sa aka no na me ne nya adwen. But okawie no me fansa kakra bia den ewom sabi owo de keba ye fenya se wo je bu betia comment on ho a ekeye but ka wo say amanu ko na wo de eche ye NDC no ondo ma no kum nipa.
June 12, 2025, NCA released by National Communications Authority headed by Honorable Sam George, Minister for Digitalization and Communication. He released a statement saying that there are certain radio stations that are not compliant with the rules of establishing a radio station or a TV station in Ghana. So they should rectify their mistakes or they will be shut down. The president stepped in for them and told them that they should rectify their mistakes so that they can continue to operate. As a radio stations do a same way no, Oman Fanya Semi, Ebi, Anna Sabri, the Omo Hababins and Semi Mua, and 12 August 2025, NC release about Bontinia or Chester as radio stations win or Babitu. Now, any kind, one kind, a small part of laser NC at the Babontin June 12, and Mao NTSC, the Shady NC a kind. So, NC Ekase, the National Communications Authority, has directed non-compliant FM broadcasting stations to immediately suspend operations on their respective frequencies for various infractions. The enforcement action has become necessary due to persistent violations of regulatory requirements, specifically Regulations 5.4 and 5.6 of Electronic Communications Regulations 2011, LI 1991, and the conditions of their FM broadcasting authorization. This action follows directive issued by Minister for Communication, Digital Technology and Innovation, mandating the NCA to enforce applicable sanctions on stations found to be in violation of regulations in the recent audit conducted by the NCA to ensure full compliance with licensing. So breaking it down, okay, 28 stations operating with expired authorization, 14 FM stations that were issued notices of revocation for failure to set up within 2 years, 13 stations that applied for authorization to become operating and have been issued provisional authorization but not have settled for provisional authorization fees in full and hence do not have valid authorization to continue operating. This represents violation of Section 2 into bracket 4 of Electronic Communications Act 2008 into bracket Act 775. It's no Kanina 62 well, cancer 7 stations that have paid provisional authorization fees, but final authorization yet to issue into the way and NTA on the 12th of June 2025. And President John Dramani Mahama catch this as this is really not said. So that they will get back to operating as normal. Now, as a radio station, you over NCA is answering more to them. Oman Fan Yas, and the NCA headed by Honorable Sam George, they've released another statement saying that these radio stations, Don Plus Multimedia Limited 105.9, Dreams Ghana Media Limited 104.9, New Abrim, Jam Multimedia Limited 101.3, Kintampo, Jewel Group Limited 102.7, Jaya Panta, Pandai Star Community Radio 107.3, Pandai, Unique Gateway Communications Limited 105.7, and Coco. And some way also stations where they failed and refused and neglected to comply with regulatory amnesty by taking to action. Consequently, the operations of the following stations have been suspended. Let's say, my president, the stations they've suspended them for now. Whereas many of the violating stations took steps to remedy breaches during the amnesty period. 3 stations failed to remedy some of the breaches, including unauthorized use of studio to transmitter link STL frequencies and unapproved transmitter locations. Consequently, the operations of the following stations have been suspended for operating without certificate. Stations also again Wontumi Multimedia Company Limited 95.9 Accra, Wontumi Multimedia Company Limited 101.3 Kumasi, Wontumi Multimedia Company Limited 101.3 Takrady. The NTA will continue to monitor the broadcasting space to ensure compliance with the relevant authorization conditions and the laws and regulations governing the operation of broadcasting services in Ghana. Yes, radio station, Wontumi stations, NCA Chima, they didn't make any attempt to rectify their mistakes. And same way NCA the about to Ghana is Wontumi stations near Saba, one crime, water party, and one is in Kumasi. Currently, NCA about to shut them down. After this release, Wontumi Multimedia came out to apologize. They didn't apologize for not rectifying their mistakes, but they apologized to President John Dramani Mahama for the statements Achinkwana made against him after the helicopter crash. And this is what Wontumi also said. Apology to President John Dramani Mahama, the NDC, and the general public. This is a release from Wontumi Media. Wontumi TV wishes to express its sincere and unreserved apology to President John Dramani Mahama, the National Democratic Congress, NDC, and the general public over recent comments made by one of our on-air presenters alleging that President had a hand in the recent tragic military helicopter crash. The management of Wontumi TV wishes to inform the general public that comment made by our presenter Achinkwana Kofi Asare on Saturday, 9th August 2025 do not in any way represent the view, position, or policy of Wontumi TV. We acknowledge the statement was inappropriate, unfounded, and contrary to our station's values of professionalism, accuracy, and fairness in broadcasting. The remarks were made without evidence and do not reflect the views, policies, or editorial position of Wontumi. Wontumi Media essay Mupa President John Dramani Mahama Chow, Mupa NDC Chow, and Mupa Ghana Fuda Chow, sent some Achinkwana na Kofi Asare edit to Ghana, Omushi na Achinkwana na evidence via Yabeka Sassi media for President John Dramani Mahama. Do you think this is a coincidence? Wontumi Media apologizing after NCA decided to shut down their stations? So why you say a coincidence? I'm a comment section. So we say NCA too because they are not complying with the rules and regulations of having podcasting networks in Ghana. I mean, who knows a comment section on we a update maybe a drill in there. Which is President John Ramani Mahama Eddie Wontumi media one the show and Mami who also comment or down, subscribe, like and share. Jason Talker. That's